Good day, children. Now we are going to do the second module of the poem Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. In the first module, we saw how the speaker and his horse were traveling through the woods when they saw the snowfall. The speaker was enchanted with the beauty of the snowfall, that he stops there. He loved the sight of the woods filling up with snow. The speaker knows the owner of the woods. The landowner lived in a village, and he won't be able to see the speaker stopping in his woods, enjoying the snowfall. The horse finds it very strange to stop in such a lonely, deserted, cold place. It was the coldest day of the year, and the horse was not comfortable. Now I am going to read the third stanza. Look into your books, children. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The first line of the third stanza is, he gives his harness bells a shake. Who's referred as he here? The word he refers to the horse. The word harness means the strap or the belt tied on the neck of the horse to control it. The bells attached to this strap, which is around the horse's neck, are called the harness bells. Again I am reading. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. According to the speaker, the horse is shaking or jingling his bells to ask if the speaker has made some mistake by stopping in this deserted, lonely, cold place. It was a very cold evening, isn't it? The darkest evening of the year, which means the coldest day of the year. This sentence indicates that it was a regular journey for them. They might have crossed these woods many times, but they had never stopped there. The next two sentences, the only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The word sweep means soft, gentle sound. The words easy wind means the wind is blowing very gently. And the words downy flake means the small, soft, feathery pieces of snow. The snow is falling like tiny cottony mass. So here, the speaker is saying, apart from the sound of this jingling bells, he could only hear the sound of the wind blowing and the soft sound of the downy, soft snowflakes. Again, I am giving the meaning of the third stanza. Here the speaker says that his horse is shaking the bells, jingling the bells, or you can say tinkling the bells, to ask the master or to ask the speaker if he has made some mistake by stopping in such a deserted place. Apart from the sound of the tinkling bells, the speaker can only hear the soft sound of the snowflakes and the gentle sound of the wind. Is it clear? Now we move to the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The first sentence, the woods are lovely, dark and deep. Here the speaker is saying he is attracted with the beautiful woods. It's a dark evening, isn't it? Almost night time, coldest day of the year, almost night time. Here the speaker seems to express a strong desire to stay in this dark, silent, tranquil woods. But he has to move on. The second sentence says, but I have promises to keep. which means he is having some work to do, some commitments. So he cannot stop there for a long time. The third and the fourth sentence says, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. These two sentences are same, it's just a repetition. So here the speaker says he has to travel a long distance to perform his duty. For him, duty is more important. He cannot stop there watching the snowfall for a long time. Though those woods are tempting him, forcing him to stay back, linger, and enjoy this beautiful natural sight. But then, social responsibilities are more important. He has to move on. Again, I am reading the last stanza. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Here the speaker is drawn by both the promise he must keep and the enchanting beauty of the snowy woods. The speaker seems to express a strong desire to stay on. He wants to linger in this dark and cold woods, which is very beautiful, very tempting. But he has some social responsibilities, certain social obligations, which demands him to move on or continue his journey. He cannot rest for a long time. Now, I'll just give you the summary of the whole poem. In this poem, the speaker describes how he stopped in a wood to watch the snowfall while riding a horse at night. Here he reflects on the natural world and its implicit contrast with the society. The snowfall is very tempting, but he has to go on to fulfill his duties of the civilized life. This poem is a contrast between natural world and human society. The speaker is very sure that nobody is watching him in the woods. The lack of human civilization shows the distance between human society and nature. The words cold, frozen lake, darkest evening present nature as a cold and forbidden space from the busy mankind. In the woods, the speaker feels calm and comforting. The woods are very beautiful. The speaker has interest in nature. He wants to spend some time in the calm, quiet, natural atmosphere. He simply wants to relax and enjoy the beauty of nature. He is mesmerized and enchanted by the beauty of snowfall. The words, I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep, suggest certain social obligations that forces the speaker to continue his journey. Various responsibilities prevent him from lingering there too long. The speaker is torn between his duty to others and his wish to enjoy nature. Hence, this poem can be read as reflecting a broader conflict between social obligations and individualism, a sort of conflict between responsibility and desire. In our life also, children, we also want to sit, enjoy, relax, isn't it? But we have so many duties to perform. We can only enjoy for a short time. Then all the duties and all come over. We have to keep on doing one after the other. And life moves on. Here also, the same thing the speaker is saying. He wants to enjoy the nature, but his duties forces him to move on, continue his journey. What good values can you learn from the speaker, children? He was a lover of nature, isn't it? He was a social man also. He knows the owner of the woods. He's familiar with that person. He was a caring man too. He thought about his horse also, how the horse must be feeling. He was a dutiful, responsible person. Though he had a strong desire to stand there and enjoy the beauty of nature, but for him, duty is more important. So he thought of continuing his journey. Now, what is the theme of this poem? This poem reflects the conflict between nature and civilization. The speaker is attracted to the stark beauty of the dark woods, yet his ties with the society keep him from lingering there. The speaker is tempted by the peace and eternal beauty, but he has obligations in life which has to be fulfilled first. Now, children, read this poem once or twice loudly at home. You have tried the question answers as well as the summary and meanings in your notebook. With this, I come to the end of the second module.